Hey guys, Nerdy Perkins here. Thought I was gonna have a relaxing day, maybe just do a little video, and then Fate was like, "No, you're gonna be doing like maybe 2 videos because we got like these 8 cards. I mean, I think we got like 20 total cards revealed from the when I posted the last video to now. So we have a lot to talk about. I'm not gonna do it all in this video. In this one, I will be talking about the remaining cards for the blue and the remaining cards for the green starter decks. With these, we will have all of them. You can check out my, I have videos talking about what had been revealed for the blue deck, what had been revealed for the green, and I've covered some of the other stuff that have come out since in my Decks of the World. But like I said, here we're just going to take a look at these 8 cards real quick, break them down, see what it's kind of looking like and showing for the blue and green deck. And yeah, with these added in, we have all 4 starter decks to play with, and it's pretty cool. So let's start with green, and we'll go with Rouge first. He is our 2 cost, 3000 power. He has a 1000 counter. His ability, Dawn ×1. If you add a Dawn, if you control 3 or more characters, this character gains 2000 power. So this is pretty in line with what we've been seeing with green. This is basically it's very similar to Ashra Doji, but Ashra's is based off of the opponent's characters. So I think there's going to be a lot of effects like this based off how much is tapped on the opponent's side, how much is tapped on your side. Very cool stuff. And you know, I think this is very useful. The minute I saw this, I was kind of like deck teching a green deck, and I think this is an easy throw in to the one I have. Yeah, no, I think this is looking pretty good. Then we have Capone. Poor Capone. He's our low cost blocker. He's our chopper. He's our Black Maria for this deck. 1000 power, 1 cost, and he's just a blocker. Poor guy. He'll probably get a pretty good card, I imagine, in the base set. I think all these warlords, all these supernovas are going to end up getting cards in the base set that are a little, that are different. And we're seeing the same thing with the red with Luffy, as I will talk about later today. And we get more event cards, and this is one I was very much expecting to be in the green, which is you rest 2 and you can rest an opponent's character. Going to be really useful if you have a kid, or yeah, not a kid, a killer in your hand. So this is called Straw Sword, and no, I love the panel they're using too. Very cool. Like, very good choices when it comes to the manga paneling that they choose. But yeah, no, this is super useful. I think this is going to be something you're going to throw into your green deck because you're going to want to have control over the tapped, whether your opponent is tapped or untapped. No, super useful. It has a trigger too. Play supernovas type where they cost 2 or less from your hand. That is just as useful as well. Being able to play like maybe a low level blocker, or some other low cost supernova character. I think this is a good card. Good card. And our final event card shows, well, mostly that the green and blue do not have the stage cards, which a lot of people on the Discord were figuring. I thought this one might, but apparently not. My assumption is that, we'll get a kid ship card that will function with the kid pirates, and we'll get a law ship card that functions with the law pirates. And the idea is that you if you're trying to do a more focused maybe kid deck or a more focused law deck, you'll be able to use their specific stages. I mean, you obviously, whenever we get one, we'll probably be able to use it in here. But I honestly think if you aren't doing a faction-focused deck, I don't know how useful the stages are going to end up being. We'll have to end up seeing what they are, and it'll depend on how many of a faction, I think, especially if they play more off of the faction like Luffy's does, or if they're more like Kaido's where they have a more general effect. If they're more like Kaido's, then I think they're an easy put into green. But this actual card, though, it is a counter 2 cost. Your leader or one character gains 4,000 power, during this battle. Then set 1 Dawn rested as active. So this is basically your Scalpel, but a little beefier. You don't get both Dawn back, but you get the one, so you can still build off of it. And I think that's going to be kind of a staple of green. I think counters are going to be a lot of these types where you can, you know, kind of stack your counters on top of each other and synergize, because you can use this, then you can use Scalpel, and you can use multiple Scalpels. So I think this is one of the better counters that we've seen so far. And I think green counters are going to be very useful from what I can tell. But yeah, so that's all our green. All right, and I forgot to mention the 2 vanillas. So here is the green vanilla that got revealed. It is Vito, and he's got his big gun. You know, pretty easy. Hopefully we'll get something that, you know, gives him a little effect in the base set. You know, not much to talk about here. It's just anime art, vanilla, kind of boring. Easy to see why I kind of forgot about it. But anyway, now on to blue. We can move on to blue. And we have Law being our low level 1000. And this isn't too surprising since he is featured heavily in the Supernova deck. So I was kind of figuring if he was going to be in blue, he would be kind of a low cost or a vanilla. This I think is pretty good though. This is a pretty good position because I think this makes it so he's going to be a very easy throw into a green blue deck to have a low level blocker. And I think it'll synergize with yes, so I just checked, and he is classified as 7 warlords and heart pirates. So I like this. It seems like, so this seems to confirm what we were looking at with the purple, that when you have characters in multiple colors and they're being featured as a, you know, as a different group, you might not see, you know, I think the purple Hawkins isn't classified as a supernova, and neither is this blue Law. So I think, you know, like I said, I think that'll be how you get a little mixing and matching. And as I said, I think, I don't know about this being in a supernova or in a warlord deck, at least not the warlord deck I'm building right now, but I think it'll be a pretty easy lock for a Law or a heart pirate specific deck. And we have our starters deck Kuma. So we have seen the base set Kuma, and now we're getting this. This is kind of what it seems it's basically what it's Perona. But you can play the big difference is a little more costly. He can be, you know, he has a little extra power, so he can be used as, you know, he can be beefed up to use as an attacker after you use his on play ability. And he has the trigger as well. So, you know, like I said, this is, you know, I don't know how many I would throw into a blue deck right this second, especially with Perona being, you know, getting you that 5. But I think it's a useful card, especially with the trigger. That's where I think it's the most useful, is that you're going to be able to trigger this. But maybe even not. I don't know. I'm kind of mixed on this one. All right, we have Blackbeard, and not too surprising, this is making me think even more that we're gonna see a purple-blue Blackbeard, and we'll have like a Yonko Blackbeard. Could be wrong, but you know, and this is a pretty good card. So this is basically a lower cost, lower power version of Doflamingo. You return a character of 3 costs or less to its owner's hand, and yeah, useful. Like I would, you know, once again, deck teching wise, this is definitely something I would consider throwing in, just because it does give you a bit more of that control. So I think, you know, I could balance it in, but like I said, you keep an eye out. Now that we have the full blue and green, I'll probably be doing like a green or blue kind of deck thing here, but we'll have to see. We'll see as we get more releases. And Moira, this is one that I would 100% throw into a 7 warlords. This is our first glimpse at, or maybe not, well, He's got another card today that I'm going to talk about in another video that does a very similar effect. But on play, you add a 7 Warlords or Thriller Bark character type character card with a cost 4 or less other than Gecko Moira from the trash to your hand. So this is the first kind of trash interaction. So you're going to be able to like bring people up from the trash and use them. And it makes perfect sense with Moria. He messes with zombies and all kinds of stuff. So totally makes sense that he is going to be pulling from the graveyard and, bringing back the zombified versions of your former 7 Warlords cards. And I like it. This is probably my favorite of the blue set that we got revealed, and like I said, I think this is one that I would 100% throw into the 7 Warlords deck that I'm building. Honestly, the one I'm building right now is more leaning a Baroque Works deck, which is why I'm not as which is why I kind of mixed on the other 3. This one I think would still work because it works with 7 Warlords of the Sea cards and Thriller Bark, and I have Perona in there, but maybe not. Like I said, maybe this isn't as much in my Baroque Works, but for now, I think it might be because you can still get some of those powerful crocodile cards. Or no, you can't because it's 4 cost or less. Maybe not. I don't know. Well, what do you think about these cards? Here, let me pop up. All right, and second cut in. This one I have a little bit more to say about. We have Edward Weevil, same level vanilla. But what I will say is that they are using the correct art here for the anime, which is using anime from, I think it's 953, 9, somewhere in there. It's specifically done by the director, if I apologize if I mispronounce it, but Megumi Ishitani. And, if they've already pulled some art from the reveal that they did. They did the episode that revealed the Toby Ropo, and they used some of those shots from that episode for the art. So, I think they know what the good art is. And I do like this card's art. You got Weevil, you got his mom in the background. Perfect representation of Weevil himself. We'll probably get an alt version that has an effect of some kind, but, like I said, pretty interesting. Not much to say. On to the end of the video. What do you think about the cards? I think it's nice to get the whole set of the decks, and it's going to be exciting to be able to now mix and match and play with those. So I think at this point now, we're just getting base set releases, though I wouldn't be surprised if maybe we see some of these released on the Twitter account, but since they've been put onto the website, which is, I believe, where this is all sourced from, I doubt we'll get. I think we got our last of the reveals for blue and green decks. Yeah, like I said, if you like this, give it a like. If you want to see more, subscribe. And yeah, I will literally see you later today for a look at the Straw Hat base set cards, because those all got dropped and it's looking really cool. I'm gonna have to change up my red Luffy Rush deck. Which I made a video on. But yeah, anyway, I'm babbling. I'll see you guys later today.